Good evening, Dodgeballers, and welcome to the unofficial Monday Night VDL Playoff Preview. My name is James Durante. I'll be your host, and these are these are the panelists for today.
I'm Gino.
I'm Debs.
I'm Raph.
Sung.
All right, and so before we begin, I just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to first Debsy right here for letting us use her place. For letting us use her place to be the headquarters for today's podcast. I want to give another shout out to Travis Tomlin, the creator and original podcast, Dodgeball podcast for VDL. I think he started this about 6 years ago with, and it was just a regular like MP3, Winamp style, like recording that we just listened to, and then also give a shout out to Kyle Schmidt, who revamped it and made it into a video podcast when he did his TOC tournament podcasts. So thank you to you guys, and let's begin. So what we're gonna do for this Monday night playoff preview is that we all felt that Monstars will probably make it to the finals, and so that means the other 7 draft teams will be left to see who's gonna make it in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna analyze and give an analysis on every single draft team and their players on what they need to do to be able to beat Monstars if they make it to the finals with them. So we'll start off with saying the rosters for Monstars. Ref?
So,
Yep, let me pull it up quickly.
alright. So we got C-Val, Byron, Cody Burke, Joey Fenwick, Trong, Yams, and Giselle. I didn't need your list.
I got you.
Alright.
So that lineup we feel is very good. And
They could be better.
They could be better, but yeah, they're pretty good, and so we feel that they'll make the finals. And so the first team that we're gonna analyze to if they were to make it against Monstars in the final. So we're gonna start off with the 8th seed for the playoffs, and that would be Jared's team. But Jared's injured, so the rest of his roster is as follows. It's with Jackie Leung, Alex Wu, Joel Yang, Jacob Cochran, Kelvin Chow, who's replacing Jared, Lauren Mew, and Asuka Nakamura. That's okay, that's her last name. Alright, so we feel that for Jackie, he needs to survive the opening rush, and he needs to have his throws to be a lot more effective because he tends to just dunk the ball to the ground quite often. But if his throws are on, then he can be a big threat. For Alex Wu, he needs to have his catching game on, and because he's still quite new to Tier 1 playoffs, he needs to play with a lot more confidence, and he also needs to use his throw because he's got a pretty good throw. Joel Yang, quite often when he's on, he's really good at his catching, and he's got to use his throw a lot more often because he's got a great throw as well. Jacob Cochran, he plays 5 positions, so he needs to work well with his 6 to coordinate to go against, essentially it was at C-Val, who plays 1. And with Kelvin, because he still has his concussion, he needs to just play pretty cautious and work around his teammates. With Lauren, of course, she needs to be on her catching game. And with Asuka, she needs to be on her blocking game because she's a really good blocker and she can control the blocks really well. All right, so I'll open it up to discussion with the rest of the panel.
I think generally this team needs some leadership. I think with Jared being gone, it takes away that. When I played against them, they weren't really vocal. So that's how I feel. They just need that one person to take over. So, yeah.
It's gonna be an uphill battle with them because they don't really have much guns on this team, and they're fighting with like 2 of the best throwers of the game, with C-Val and Byron, and then you have Yams as one of their catchers, and Giselle as well. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty tough.
Oh, my turn? Oh, okay.
I'm looking at you, son.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like you mentioned, like they don't have a lot of arms compared to Monstars, so they really have to hold the line to maintain ball control, ball possession, and at the same time apply enough pressure so there would be more opportunities for big catching on their team. Because on their team, like they have a lot of big catchers that can turn the tide for that team. So
Yeah.
I played with Joel Liang on mascots back in when he won his first championship, and he can really step it up. He throws really hard, and he can catch really well as well. So if he can step up his game and play seriously, because sometimes he does mess around a lot.
Yeah.
But if he plays seriously, he's really good. And with Alex catching and Lawrence catching, they can do some damage.
yeah, Asuka can come up huge with her catches.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, Asuka too.
All right, so the 7th ranked team is VoteJsam's team with the roster of VoteJsam, Coop, Manny, Sung, Rojo's injured, Angie, and Monica Liang. We don't know if they will have a replacement for Rojo because they have 4 capable guys already, so we're just going to go based off of the guys that are currently on the roster. So the analysis on this team would be for VoteJsam, he's very aggressive, and so he needs to watch his crosses quite often. Coop, he's also aggressive, and he needs to control his trades. Sometimes he gets hit, and he hits somebody else, but then the trade factor doesn't work out on his team's favor. With Manny, he's very aggressive with catching. He likes to catch a lot, so he needs to be a lot more patient with going for catches and when not to reach. Sung, he needs to be more aggressive and help hold the line because once they have ball control and establish the line, then they can work as a team to go against Monstars. Angie, she needs to be on her sweeping, and her blocking is very good. So if she can help with the blocking and control and establish some of the ball control, that'll help their team a lot. And with Monica Liang, same thing. She's very good at sweeping, and she's very capable of also making some clutch catches at the end. Right? You guys want to elaborate?
For me, the biggest thing, like you said earlier, Coop with the trades, he just needs to play a little bit smarter. Once he gets that down, he can play with the team, and it'll just help destroy the opposing side, which is going to be, we've talked about, it's going to be Monstars.
I think this team could do a lot of damage actually, because you got Sung, Coop, and VoteJsam. They all have hard throws actually. I think they all can have hard throws, and you need a gun, right? So to win, I find in this day and age, and then Sung can make a lot of catches, and same with Coop. Coop is very capable of making a lot of catches as well. And one thing I like about Monica lately is that she's actually joining in and countering people. So she's not just she's an actual threat now for crossing. So this team can actually do some damage.
I think this team needs to play a lot of patience. We have some players here that they kind of rush their throws a lot, and that's how they usually trade. Like he said, but the trade factor is not to their benefit. So if they can play patiently, you have some pretty good sweepers on this team. They can take away the balls from Monstars. They can definitely kill the rest of the team because they have some pretty good guns, like you said. If they can take it away, I think they can come up with a win.
Yeah. Generally speaking, too, I think since me and VoteJsam are most likely gonna play 5 and 6 on this team, like how well Coop is gonna play, I think it really depends on how well me and VoteJsam plays at 5 and 6. Cause Coop, he tends to like overthink a lot on the court. If he doesn't deem the other side of the court on his side is reliable, like he's in his mind where, I gotta carry you now. Yeah, I gotta start killing people.
As long as he doesn't push you out of the way.
Yeah. He made a really good sweep. He's secretly the best sweeper in Spartan. Yeah, but also like if Coop is playing well, it makes it easier for Manny, Monica, and Angie to do her job too. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty biased, but we'll see how it goes. And VoteJsam, he's the type of guy who feeds off other people on like his teammates being competitive too. So if he can stay, like hungry on the court, like you mentioned, like sometimes
he needs to focus.
Yeah, he needs to focus. Sometimes he has that random pause on the court where he just gets hit out and he just like, goes off the course smiling. Yeah, but like if he can
Focus JSam.
yeah, bring the same amount of intensity that he brought for Sunday playoffs that we had at SDL, I think we're in a pretty good spot.
What position does JSam play on?
JSam, it really depends on.
You have 4 people anyways, so then.
Yeah, it depends on who we're playing against, and also like how well me and JSam are doing that day. But he'll mainly be playing 6 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you try and ask for a sub for replacement for Rojo?
JSam asked for Donald Mock.
If only Tyson wasn't playing, you could ask him. He already was able to sub for Wednesday.
but Tyson is on the team.
I know, yeah. That's why I said if only Tyson wasn't playing.
She would totally let him.
Yeah.
She would totally let him.
Yeah.
All right, so the next seed is a 6th seed, and that's Carson's team with Carson Wong, John Liu, Ryan DeMello, Peter Fenwick, David Baxter, Dab C, and Akina.
It's an SDL.
SDL.
All right, so Carson, we feel that he needs to be on his. He needs to be very aggressive when he's playing 1 to try his best to push back Byron and most likely Cody Burke with him. Ooh. And he needs to be on his catching game as well. John Liu, he needs to play a lot. He has to play a lot more defensive because he's normally used to playing his SDL style, which is a lot more aggressive. But against this team, he needs to be a lot more defensive. He needs to play a bit more safer and play around his teammates. Ryan DeMello, he'll most likely be playing mid for this team, so he needs to push the middle, play a lot more aggressive, and control the mid. So then it'll help with the rest of the team push up a bit more and have that ball control. Peter Fenwick, he's got a really good throw. So if his throwing game is on, he'll be able to hit those toes pretty good, and he can pull out the big catches at the end. David Baxter, he can block really well. So if his blocking game is on, he can help push the line and control some of the balls with his blocks. And with Dab C, usually it's her catching game. So as long as she has that on point, she'll be a big threat to help bring back teammates in. And Akina needs to watch her high throws because the most recent playoff she did get.
She was the first girl.
She was the first girl to have to sit out of a series because of high throws, and we feel that if she's standing a lot more, she'll make more catches than if she was just on her knees stationary. All right, you guys want to elaborate?
Trying to think. From what I saw during regular season, I feel like there was a lot of friction between teammates on VoteCarson. It almost felt like, on paper, that's a really, really strong team. But just seeing how they play, like, I'm not, like, you can cut this out if it's little offensive, but like it's a lot of the nights it seemed like they were frustrated with each other, like especially the guys on that team.
I don't know if we're frustrated. We're just not playing together. We're just throwing on our own, or we have no teamwork. I don't know what it is about us.
Yeah.
We seem like we thought we were good, and then I don't know. Sometimes we lose to some of the.
Maybe there's a lot of voices. In your
Yeah.
Like that. It's all draft teams.
No, I'm saying like when we play against the non-draft.
Oh, the non-draft
We
teams.
lost like 4-1 to like the procrastinators or something.
Hey, that doesn't make it too bad.
And those are like the wins we have to have.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah. Yeah, like when I talked to Carson after like a regular night of dodgeball, there were like frequently he's talking to me about strategy, how he can make the team play better because something's not clicking.
Something's not clicking.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
But having DeMello and Peter on the team, like they're the type of player
They
that's
played together before.
yeah,
Right?
and also they step it up for playoffs. Like
they do.
they don't go into a playoff thinking, oh, we're just here to have fun. No, they want to win too.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's gonna be good.
Like I feel like I've only played my team has only played you guys in the earlier in the season, and the team was still pretty new, so like I didn't see that much teamwork happening yet. So I have no idea how your team work mechanics. Like on paper, you have some really good players in there, but I've never seen how your team actually like work together. like
You know.
how much teamwork you guys have built up. So I don't like. It's hard for me to have some input on this one.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. It's like they're all talented. Carson, DeMello, Pete, Baxter, John. Yeah, they're all talented. Akina too,
Mhm.
right? So we just have to figure out on playoff day, I think,
Mm-hmm.
what to do. Because actually last day we were actually playing way better.
Okay.
Because we were actually, I think we got 9 wins. Or no, we got 10 wins, right?
Mm.
But a few weeks before that, we were like getting 6 wins.
Yeah.
And it's not like all draft teams too on
Mhm.
that night. And we should be winning more, we felt, right? And we just weren't coming together. But I think we are coming together right now. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can figure it out.
Okay.
I think we're just not being aggressive enough, maybe. We're not pushing the line. And we're not sleeping enough, maybe. I don't know. It's hard, right? Because the gyms are small. We're always playing at Fleming, and it's really small gyms, so. And it's cold there, too.
Sounds good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. You can see your team winning though, right? Taking the whole
I
thing.
can see it, yeah.
Okay.
Like, they can do it.
Mhm.
Like, if DeMello and
Peter.
Peter are on their game, and same with Carson, he's on his game, yeah.
Yeah.
We could do it, for sure.
You can carry games.
And I just think you just can't be afraid, right?
Yeah. Like you've been playing really well for this past playoffs. Like just hearing Matias' commentaries on the playoffs video. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at Devs preserving her strength.
He's just joking.
The safety investment by going out first so her teammates can catch it back in so she can destroy the whole entire. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the 5th ranked team is Jeff Kelly's team with a roster of Jeff Kelly, Estella, Aminta, Alexito, Brandon Wen, Tyson, and Terrence Sabito. And the stats on these guys: VoteJKells, Jeff Kelly. He's really good at blocks, so he's got to be pretty aggressive and help control ball possession with his blocks, and he's got to be able to make those smart throws because his throws aren't the strongest, but he can be accurate with them. So as long as he's throwing smartly and throwing with his team, he can really do some damage. Stella needs to be able to communicate with her. She plays 2 positions, so she needs to coordinate with her 1 to be able to see how much coverage is needed for the 1, because sometimes she can get in the way of the 1 position player, which really affects how that person's going to play. Aminta, very good sweeper, and she's also really good at helping counter with her smart throws as well when she picks up a ball. So if she keeps doing that, then they'll have a good chance at winning. Alexito, it'll be his first time. I think it'll be his first time playing in a really difficult Tier 1 playoff. So he just needs to play smartly, play around his teammates. And he's got to stop with his jumping blocks because he gets hit on the feet quite often with those. So just control his jumping blocks. Brandon Wen just needs to stay alive, block as much as he can, absorb all the balls, and help carry the team. Tyson, he's one of those people that he just needs to kill a lot of people before he gets killed. And Terrence Sabito blocks really well, helps control the balls, and he can make those big catches at the very end. Elaborate?
I feel like this team can definitely pull an upset, especially with Brandon staying alive, because they both have Stella and Amenta are great lady female players, or just players in general. They're good sweepers too. Jeff's really great at catching. His catching this season has been amazing. I think has been on point. Yeah, but Alex, yeah, he's definitely got just chill and just not jump and just chill and stay down low and block.
This will be his first Tier 1
Mhm.
playoff, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll definitely get the jitters, but I feel like sooner or later he'll learn to calm down.
Looking at this team, they don't. There's some people that can catch, but I feel like they are actually lacking in catching for this team.
Yeah.
But they have people that can survive, especially Brandon.
I think
And
Brandon can catch really well, actually. He's a very underrated catcher. I see him catch a lot.
He's a very smart player,
Yeah.
so
He's
if he doesn't feel like it's necessary to go for a catch
Yeah.
in
But
this
he
situation,
makes the catch.
he can.
Yeah.
he can make the catch, yeah. But but you know, like if you compare to like other teams where you have like multiple people that are known for catching, like these guys can make catches, but they're not known for their catching. They're really just known for
Only,
playing
I guess,
defensively.
only Terrence would be the one that's mainly known for his catching on this team.
Yeah, going for catches.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they play like a pretty controlled, like slower paced game with the exception of Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a big fan of Brandon, especially after last weekend. Like, he was just recovering from a flu, but you could, like, both nights, like Saturday and Sunday, he was literally carrying his team. And out of all the VDL guys or dodgeball guys that I know, I think he's like the top pick for me for a guy to like clean up a team. Like Tyson, Alex with his arm, Terrence catches, Jeff Kelly too. Like very teamwork oriented. He can make catches. He can kill people. Like they can cause damage. But having Brandon on board, like cleaning up an entire team, like
All he needs is a ball.
yeah,
It's very
exactly.
hard to kill him. Yeah.
Like if that team is going far to finals or grand finals, I can only picture it when Brandon Wen is on his game, like making those like kills 3v1, yeah, playing his game. Wednesday playoffs. Although it was tier 2 or tier 1.5 or tier 1, whatever you want to say, Tyson was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
He was like a completely different player. Like
He didn't throw at 8.
yeah.
Like he was going up the line.
5.
Yeah.
A little more patience.
You can see on one of the videos where he would actually go up to the line and not throw, but instead he would sweep the ball.
Oh,
I was like, whoa, what is this?
He had 3 balls on
Yeah.
his side and he spread
yeah.
the balls and I'm like, is that what is he
So
on?
are you guys saying there's a different Tyson on the court at playoffs?
He's usually a bit more gung-ho and tunnel vision, but like that day he was like, he was even paying attention to all the crosses that Victor made against him. Like he was like contorting his body and like dodging.
Can you show that? Can you show us what you were doing again?
Like this.
Got JT with that chest
Chest
pass.
pass.
Oh yeah.
Right on the shoulder.
Yeah.
You know what's coming. You gotta
Yeah.
watch out for that.
Chest pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're on the number 4 seed, which is actually Mark 10. Mark 10's team. I'm
Mark.
on that team.
Mark.
The people in the roster, we got Mark 10 as the captain. We got Witten, myself, Christian, Nate Wilkins, and for the girls we have Wincy and Ashley. And here are kind of the points that we have for the players in order to maybe have a chance of winning against Monstars. So for Mark, I think that his blocking needs to be on point, and he can't do his rush throws that will lose all the ball control that this team is gonna have. Witten, he needs to play more aggressive and not stay back too much, and he needs to throw together with the team. And Christian, his blocking needs to he's really good at blocking, and I think he just needs to be aggressive to complement the side that he's gonna be playing with. He's most likely gonna be playing 5, and I'll be playing 6. So I played with Christian before. I've won my first tier 1 with him, so I know how to play with Christian, and just need to. I think I'm one of the more aggressive player in the team, and I need to kind of maintain that in the court in order so that we don't get pushed back on the by the other team, and just keep having those accurate throws and work with Christian. And for Nate Wilkins, kind of the same. He hasn't made too many games for our team, and he really needs to just play around with the teamwork that we've built already, and he'll be just the addition, and he needs to not throw too much crosses from the back wall, because otherwise we're gonna lose all the balls from the rush, and we're not gonna survive. For Wincy, she's the main voice in the team, and it's gonna be up to her to kind of control the players, because a lot of the players here they kind of throw alone, and in order to pull off a win, we're gonna need to she's gonna need to let them know that, hey, we have all the balls, and she's very good at catching and sweeping. That will give us all the ball control. And for Ashley, she's a very good player that covers covers the other players. She can counter pretty well. The only thing is that she needs to be more aggressive. She tends to play very passive and kind of wait her turn to like throw at other people. And she needs to help Quincy with the sweeping so that we can gain that ball control against the other team. Guys want to elaborate on that?
Just out of all the draft teams that I've seen throughout the season, I think you guys are like the top teamwork-oriented team that's been like consistently playing well. Like you guys are always talking to each other. You guys are doing well like almost every single night, right? Yeah, putting Nathan Wilkins on that team, like that's gonna add a different twist to it. So
Yeah.
kind of excited to see what's gonna happen on the day of playoffs.
If they can play more aggressively, because you got a lot of passive players on your team. You got like Ashley and Witten and Nate that like to hang back a lot. If they can push the line more, I think you guys can do really well. Because most of the time I find they kind of just hang back and kind of play hero mode at the end, you know, when they're last left or something, right? But it's a team game, and if they can work together and play together, they can do a lot of damage that way.
So yeah, I think Des said it perfectly enough. That team just seems a little bit too passive, but I feel like once they're more aggressive to get those balls, they can destroy the opposing side right away. So yeah, they still have definitely a great chance to like take it over from Monstars.
And it's a team that doesn't have that much firepower, but has a lot of teamwork, and I feel that Witten will need to play a big factor on this team because was it last weekend he just made the finals for Team ADC and he played really well, made a lot of hits, made a lot of catches on 2 catches on Tyson too, and so if he's on his game, he can really help push that line and he can play really well.
He has a quick release.
He's got a quick
on his-
release, yeah.
on his throw, and it's low.
And it dips down, yeah.
Hits people in the feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next team. This is the 3rd seed. It's Team Joel. So Joel won't be playing because he's injured. Subbing in for him is Matt Ing. And the rest of the roster is you got Danny, Mattia, Ian, JT. And for the girls, they got Jen and Chloe won't be playing. She's also injured. And they got Ada to sub for her. And so this is what everybody needs to do in order to get a win against Monstars. Let's talk about Danny for a sec. Danny, he's actually been playing quite well lately, even though he's got an injured arm. But his catching has been pretty good. He's catching a lot, and he just needs to make some smart throws in order to pull off a win. For Mattia, I think with him, he's gonna be working a lot with Ian in the middle in order to maintain the ball control for this team. And then Ian, he's been playing very well as well this past playoffs with his great blocking, and he's been making some pretty big catches as well. He needs to watch out for his scrunching though, because the ball's gonna be pretty soft, especially in the finals, and they're being tightening up with the scrunching rule for this season. And with JT, I think he's one of their main guns for this team. He is the gun for this team, and just needs to play smart and don't do any trades, because sometimes he doesn't they don't win off the trade, and he just needs to kind of calm himself down when in the middle of the game. No solo throws, but he can make the big catches if he can stay alive, and he can destroy the other team as well with his throws. For Matt Ing, he needs to control his crosses and he needs to hold his side if he's going to be playing one, because he's going to be playing against Byron and Cody Burke. For Jen, she's a pretty good all-around player actually. She's one of the better girls out there, and I think she just needs to play without hesitation in playoffs. She just needs to be more assertive on the court. And for Ada, she's a very good player. She sweeps well, and she has a pretty good counter throw, and her catching is going to be a pretty good addition for the team. You guys want to elaborate on this?
Really, the only thing I really want to add is for a lot of people that don't know the VDL scrunching rule, is if you throw a ball and it goes on the other side and it goes off like a reaction ball, it bounces off a different way, it doesn't form back into a ball, the thrower is actually out and the ball stays on the opposing side. So that's really the only thing I want to add. So just be aware of that for everybody really.
Maybe the ball comes off the wall raisined.
Yeah, raisined.
Off the player raisined.
Yeah, so raisin, reaction ball, and that's pretty much about it.
Just thinking of the recent playoff performance, like JT, when you mentioned about no trades, like he wasn't making a lot of smart trades on Saturday playoffs against Zim. I think Zim killed him like three times or something.
But he's like really, really capable of playing really well. Like that's the factor you don't know what you get with JT. Like he could really turn a game around with his catches and kills, right?
Exactly.
Like he has to play smart though, because sometimes I've seen him throw like 3 balls at one person and then you lose all the balls, right?
Yeah. And for Saturday playoffs, I think he was a little rusty because he just came back from that like 2 weeks or 3 weeks
Thailand
trip with Lily.
Vietnam,
But he got to play 2 playoffs. He was playing on Monday too, and if he shows up to Thursday drop in, like he's gonna be like in his playing in his own like JTA game, so it should be good. And Jen, the hesitation on the court that you mentioned, I talked to her off the court, like all the strategy and all the things that she tells me, like they're really smart stuff. Like she knows the game very well. But yeah, just like she just needs more experience playing with other people in Tier 1, because she usually plays with her friends in Super Mario Ballers. I think she's just like recently started reaching out, playing with other players right now. So yeah, if she can make double catch again, just like that TOC, that'll be great. No pressure, Jen.
I also think they have like one of the best 2 middles, Mattia and Ian. Wow, and you know you're one of the best too. Right.
Best in Tier 2 right now.
Best in Tier 2.
Carry on though.
But yeah, I mean Ian with his blocking, it's so hard to hit him when he has the ball.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think you should waste any balls on him if he has the ball. Like, yeah. And Danny, he like caught out Decker twice, right? Didn't he? In the playoffs. And suck it. So his catches is on. He can do some damage as well.
Anything to add, James?
Anything to add?
You guys pretty much mentioned everything. I guess one last thing that I'll mention is Ada, with her being an addition to the team, a sub, and she's primarily SDL. She doesn't know a lot of the players that she's gonna be playing with, so her contribution to that team will make a big factor because she has to play all the games. So how she contributes to the team's overall teamwork may make or break how the team will do at the end.
Next team, moving on to Team JonriQ. Final team. So this is the 2nd seed, and the people on the team, we have JonriQ, Shane Babu, Nikki, Gordon, Jeanette, Vinny, and Dan Lewis. Alright, and here are the points that we have for what they need to do in order to beat Monstars. For JonriQ, main thing is he needs to throw together with his team and be aware of what's happening in the court, whether like he needs to watch out for the crosses and I think he just needs to work on his teamwork, like make contribution to the team because he's got a pretty good throw. And all right, and for Shane, he needs to make his hits. He's a really good player. He's known for his playoff catches, and I think he needs to survive because he needs to lead this team to victory basically. And Gordon, he goes for a lot of catches. Can be sometimes it's downfall because he goes for any ball that gets thrown at him. He'll try to make that catch, but he does make those catches though. And that same goes for Vinny as well. These two, like whenever there's a ball thrown at them, they're always looking for the catch, and sometimes that can be their downfall. Dan Lewis, he is basically their strongest thrower in this team. He needs to capitalize on this and just survive the rush and try to kill as many people. And for Jeanette, she's gonna be sweeping a lot and distribute the balls to the guys, and she's also capable of big catches during playoffs. And for Nikki, she's been playing very well this season, and great thrower, and she's been catching a lot as well in these playoffs. She just needs to keep up with the guys and throw it together with them, because she can hit a lot of people as well.
She did get Sung out.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Who's this Sung guy? Who?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Some noob.
Some amateur.
Some new.
Some noob. Her throws are so scary right now. Like, she used to be hard, but like I think the week before playoffs too, I was just watching Chocolate Factory play, which is our Wednesday team. And I legit thought she was the hardest thrower on Chocolate Factory for that week. Like, it's scary. And she's coming up huge with her catches too. Like, she really upped her game. Like, she's gonna be causing a lot of damage. Like, you know, even without Nikki, if, you know, a team that has to play against JonriQ, Shane Babu, and Dan Lewis and Vinny, they already have to watch out for 4 guys that are capable of like hitting them out. But on top of that, Nikki, like that doesn't sound like a really fun team to play against.
The only thing I want to add is my team has played against this team 2 times with Dan Lewis on it. I still hate Dan Lewis. Great player though. But yeah, Dan Lewis can make amazing catches, and his throwing speed is amazing. I think it goes up to like 60, like at least 70. I think feels like 70.
He can get to 70.
Really?
He can get up to 70. Yeah.
He can get to 70. Yeah.
But yeah, this team has a lot of firepower behind it. They just have to utilize it more, and as a team. That's the big thing for me. So
Vinny's got a pretty good throw as well.
yeah. So like that's also the thing, right? They can throw individually, but as soon as they throw it together as a team, they're reaching 65 to 70s each for each thrower. I feel, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to mention something about Vinny too, because we're mentioning all the good stuff. So I'm just gonna go with a little more critical stuff. I think I mentioned to you guys earlier, but I realized that Vinny, when he gets tired, or maybe it's like later half in the playoffs, he has a tendency to like throw by himself, or like throw a bit early, which gets himself caught, or like gives the ball possession away. So he needs to be a little more smart.
Yeah,
or
I think he
patient.
tries to speed up the game.
Yeah, like when he could have waited like that extra 1 or 2 seconds to throw with the team too.
Shane, yeah, I mean, Shane can make a difference. He's actually catching.
Yeah.
Like, before he could never catch. You just hit him in the shin area, but he's actually catching shin area now and actually going down a bit. So Shane is really dangerous if he's on his game, and he can really do some damage, and can pull it for the team. Right? And he made some catches on Spartans last season for playoffs. I was like, whoa. Like, I thought we were going to die, and he actually saved us a few times. As long as JonriQ can listen on the court. I mean, even reffing him, I'm like, dead ball. The other side is yelling, dead ball, and he still has the ball.
Yeah,
He's not listening, right?
Yeah, it really affects the whole team.
Yeah, so, I mean, as long as he can keep his ears open and not be so tunnel vision, he can really do really well as well.
Yeah.
His team can do so. And Dan, we played with Dan.
Yeah.
And if only he didn't injure his
Dislocate
thumb.
his thumb,
Yeah. We wouldn't have gone 2 and out.
Hey, we won.
That's our excuse.
Yeah. So I feel that JonriQ's team, for my opinion, out of the 7 draft teams that are in Tier 1, has the best chance at making the finals against Monstars and putting a pretty good fight. But out of all of the players, JonriQ is probably the biggest, biggest X factor on that team, because out of all, and there's Gordon as well, but JonriQ, he does have a tendency to be very narrow focused on when he's playing his offensive game, and he can easily get hit out without even really doing much. So
Or get caught out.
or get caught out too when he throws on alone. So, Jonriq, when you're watching this, be very careful. Otherwise, the team itself has great chemistry. They're 2 ranked for a reason. We just played them this past Monday and they destroyed us, and they have a really good chance at taking Monstars if they make it to the finals against them.
Sounds good.
You wanna finish it off, Raph, or did you have anything?
No. Well, Monsters gonna win.
So we talked about the 7 main draft teams that are in the playoffs. Now we can just do a quick wrap up on Monstars since we feel that they most likely will take it, the playoffs. Once again, their lineup is C-Val, Byron, arguably two within the top 3 best VDL players. Then we also have Cody Burke, who was a recent VDL winner this past weekend. You have Trung, who is arguably the most clutch catcher late game in VDL history. You have Joey Fenwick, who's a very great middle. If he didn't hurt his shoulder, he'd be a lot more aggressive and very dangerous, but he's still a very dangerous and aggressive player, as is right now. And then the 2 girls are Yams and Giselle. Very great catchers, great counters, and among the top girls in VDL. So that's the reason why we're thinking they're probably going to win these Monday playoffs. You guys want to add on to that?
For me, it's just going to be the Byron C-Val combo.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big thing. With the addition of Cody Burke, who's been getting up there, I've only recently known about him since, I think, Unicorn Cup last season. And he's been playing amazingly well.
Joey,
Joey,
Love Joey.
Joey, amazing catcher. You don't. It's like the ball just attracts to his box most of the time, and that's it. And yeah, Trong will just bring C-Val or Byron back, or Cody or Joey. That's pretty much about it. And the girls, Giselle and Yams, have been playing extremely well for the last 2-3 weeks, especially SDL playoffs, and now Giselle in this last weekend for this past playoffs.
She was killing everybody.
Yeah,
She
gets a ball, she goes up the line, and you don't want to throw at her because she can catch, or she'll block it into one of the guys. Yeah, sorry, I analyzed the whole team, but that's the thing. This is an amazing team that they have here. So
Sorry, they're so good that Gino's team, I'm on Gino's team, we're like, nah, let's not face them. We'll go down to tier 2.
I need another belt anyways. So it's just,
yeah. We don't want to be too greedy. We'll let Monstars take this one.
same with Q.
Don't cut that.
But what we want to see in playoffs are upsets.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know, initially when this
All the draft teams will be upset that they. They're upset that there will be one team that hasn't won tier 1 yet. It's gonna win. It's like nope, not this season.
Joey hasn't won yet.
Joey hasn't won.
Oh yeah,
yet.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know, initially,
yeah.
initially when this draft was set up, it was organized so there were gonna be 9 draft teams to make it more competitive, right? But now that we heard that Joey made a team with C-Val, Byron, Trong, Giselle, and Yams, all of us had the same reaction, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, they get
Some
done.
players dropped out of the draft too, just because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now that playoffs coming up, I think everybody all the teams are gonna be hungry. So if they can cause an upset or make it to grand final game 5 showdown, that'll be
It's either we cause an upset or
Yeah.
we'll be upset.
more subscribers for Deb's YouTube channel too. So
I guess, sorry, one last question. If Monstars makes it to the finals against Mark Tan's team, all their players have a tier 1, while Joey on his team doesn't have a tier 1.
That will be the ultimate upset.
But would you guys root then for Monstars? No?
No.
Sorry, Joey.
No?
That'll be the ultimate upset.
Joey, I'll be rooting for you.
Wait. If I cheer for C-Val's team, they usually lose.
So who are you gonna cheer for?
You're gonna cheer for Monstars?
Yes.
They're gonna win, and you'll be like, I was cheering for you guys.
Tight.
Yeah. You know, just for shits and giggles, who do you guys think are gonna make it to the finals?
Oh, Mark 10.
Monstars and
Actually, me and Sung had a bet
yeah.
on our top 2 teams beside our team.
I thought Team Gino was gonna be one of the top 2 teams.
Man, you guys.
But you didn't say which tier.
Huh?
They still have a chance. You still have a chance.
Okay, you guys better win tier 2.
So for me, obviously, like Monstars and JonriQ's team are my top 2.
For me, it's gonna be Jonriq's team. That's it. I don't want to pick anybody else.
For selfish reasons, I would pick
Your-
Mark 10. But I would actually I kinda like Carson's team. And Carson and VoteJKells team.
Oh, okay.
Oh, JKL, right.
Yeah. When I made the bet with you, I said VoteJKells and Jared's team.
Yeah.
But Jared got injured, so. But they're still both in it. You said.
Joel and Gino.
Joel's team.
Yeah.
Actually,
Would you
I
vote for
think
Mark?
Joel.
Huh?
When I look at Joel's roster lineup,
Yeah.
I like
That's a
Joel's
good
team.
team,
Yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm.
It's got Ian, Justin, Mattia,
Mattia.
Danny too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Matt Ing's a really good pick.
Matt Ian, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ian for Joel.
And you, Sam?
Joel and VoteJsam, partially because it's my team, and also I want to win that bet that I made against
Okay.
Dab stuff. Good luck,
And
guys.
also, for all the girls that sub for our team, Mark owes you dinner.
Wait, what?
Hey, I think I stopped a few times.
Yeah.
I think I subbed a few times.
That's our cheer. Who owes us dinner? Mark.
Okay, sounds good.
Are we good?
Yeah.
All right. So thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this Monday night preview of the playoff podcast. Once again, my name is James Durante,
I'm Gino.
Debs.
Raph.
Sung.
and we were your panelists for today. And Debs has something to say.
I do.
Like,
Like, share, subscribe.
And click that notification button, that bell.
All right.
If you want to get notified
Mhm.
that Devs just uploaded all the
Uploaded a
videos.
video.
Yeah, because usually I upload them right away.
Or just ask
Uh,
Sam because
videos.
he's probably already watched it.
What are you talking about?
all right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank
See you later.
See
See
you
ya.
later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.